Welcome to episode 42 of the Last Row Podcast. If you're looking for us on the web, thelastrowpodcast.com, on Twitter at The Last Row Pod, Facebook.com/The Last Row Pod, Google Plus, Google Play. And as always, if you're feeling generous, head on out to iTunes. Please leave us a 5-star review. Got another new review. Read it at the end of the show. How you doing, Badway?
Doing well. How's life?
It's going good.
How's the baby? How's Batgirl?
It's tiring, but it's going well. I went to a comic book shop this weekend and bought her all number ones of all the Rebirth titles, and I spent too much money, but I got to start her collection, specifically Batgirl.
What a geek.
Got her the...
Your baby is such a geek.
It fits the theme of this week, man. It fits the theme.
So, speaking of our theme, we're going to look at, it's pretty much a comic book centric podcast.
It's your favorite.
You could guess which one of us wrote the script for this one.
It's your favorite. It's your favorite.
So we're going to look at Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, and finished up by playing a game of, is this a real comic book character, true or false?
I worked very hard on a game. Thought it was time to give plot fiction a little bit of a break. Sort of fact or fiction, so we're calling it comic book fact or fiction. See if I can stump you.
Yeah, so basically you're going to give me like some real and some made up comic book characters.
So the character is real or fake. You tell me what they are. I'm going to give you who they are, their name, their identity, their bio, what their powers are, and maybe where they first appeared.
Yeah.
Going to really like make it exciting for you this week.
I'm going to fail this pretty much. For example, like I didn't know Ant-Man was a real thing until Paul Rudd.
I'll give you a test. Batman, also known as Bruce Wayne.
Shut up.
Let's just jump right into Suicide Squad. We're going to see it next week. Just bought the tickets today. I'm getting ready. I'm getting excited. Are you excited?
Does this my face look excited?
See, you look more excited about this movie than any other. I need to take a picture of that and post it on our website. You seem more excited about this one than any other of the comic book movies that have come out recently.
Yeah. Here's the reason why. Will Smith. All right.
So you're a fan of Will Smith.
Name me a bad Will Smith movie, not starring, not with his son.
Hancock.
All right.
I've never actually seen Hancock.
Coincidentally, it was a superhero movie.
Right.
So maybe the logic just flew back in my face.
I've never seen it. So you liked Hancock?
No, it sucked.
I don't know. After Earth?
Name 2, not counting After Earth, because that was like his son's movie.
I'd have to bring up his IMDb
Can't do
page.
It. It's like Tom Cruise.
He's good.
Will Smith is like Tom Cruise. He's the Tom Cruise of acting.
Well, let me tell you this. And from the comic book fan perspective, from the, as Paul Feig would say, the geek in the basement, which we are in my basement.
Tell me about it right now.
Having said that, a lot of people were not super stoked about Will Smith being in this movie for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
First reason, he never's wearing his mask, and Deadshot's always basically wearing the mask.
Got to see his face.
Like,
what was the point of Will Smith?
And the second thing is Will Smith being Will Smith.
Yeah.
So you're excited for Will Smith in this movie.
Well, yeah. You got to think outside the box to pull, get the $1 billion movie in. You got to think outside the box. You got to get a big box office draw. Better than Will Smith. You gotta be legitimate here. The other legitimate actor in here is probably Jared Leto.
Yes.
He's probably in it the least of everyone that's billed anyway.
Well, that we've seen.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see how much he's going to be in this movie. I don't know. He's been kind of limitedly shown in the previews.
Yeah.
What do you think of what you've seen?
I like it a lot, but I feel like it's going to be like a small sequence in the middle of the movie, that kind of thing.
So you don't think he might wind up being the bad guy that they're trying to basically fight? Because they haven't shown too much of the plot.
It might even be a flashback, maybe, you think, right?
You think so?
Maybe.
I mean, there's been pictures of him with Margot Robbie, basically the Harley Quinn actress, in like a psych ward. It looked like she's trying to rehabilitate him because she's like an ex-psychiatric worker, right? Yeah. She's worked with him. Maybe he'll create her.
It might be a whole backstory thing for Margot Robbie. I'm thinking, and maybe he'll show up at the end, but I don't know if he'll be the main villain or not.
You've seen in the preview. Have you watched all of the previews?
I don't know if I've seen all of them. I've seen like maybe 3 of them.
You've seen the fact that spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of the previews, cover your ears. Batman is going to show up.
Yeah, I knew Batman was in it, yeah.
So there was the set photos originally of Batman riding on the back of this, Lamborghini or the Batmobile.
Or whatever, yeah.
And then the newest preview, they showed Batman basically jumping into the water with like a scuba mask on. Are you excited about that? I mean, it's kind of cool where you get And maybe some of the crossover stuff that makes other people tired. I know you've said you've been tired of it in the Marvel universe. With this, maybe some of the main characters, like the fact that Batman shows up in a movie, it's kind of a nice bonus, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus. I don't think it's going to take away from the movie. You have Batman in it. It can only enhance it. And that's another reason why I'm excited for this movie as opposed to like Justice League or anything Marvel's doing, is because it seems like I think it's a fair to compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy, where it seems like it's kind of its own movie.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for a movie to begin and end and not have to worry about waiting for part 2 later on.
Well, I don't know if you've seen my shelf of Blu-rays over there, not my digitally owned movies, but there's a movie that I have. It's an animated movie from the DC universe called Assault on Arkham.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I highly recommend watching it. I don't know how much it's going to be, like this movie, or how much this movie is going to be like that movie. The cool thing about it is it's basically the Suicide Squad, and you're getting the perspective of who Batman is from them. It's not a Batman-centric movie, so he's kind of lurking, and they're trying to get into Arkham. It's pretty good. I recommend watching. I think you actually you'd enjoy it.
So there are whispers that this movie is that story.
Possibly. I don't know. I mean, they haven't shown too much about it, and I think that's kind of a good thing, where some of the criticism BVS got was the fact that they showed the entire plot. Yeah. This, they've shown some pieces of it, but not necessarily as much as they've shown of some of the others.
I think the lead up to this movie has been done really well. So where I have no idea what this movie's about, other than we got this ragtag crew of villains. I think it's a good thing that we know very little about the story.
Do you have high expectations for it? Like, are you excited, or are you just kind of, you'll go see it?
I'm not excited about it, I would say, but I'm fairly optimistic that I'm going to enjoy it. I feel like it'll be enjoyable at worst.
What do you think of Jared Leto taking up the mantle of Joker, having the big shoes that Heath Ledger, was obviously wearing, became a big story. The fact that this guy's all blinged out and tattooed. What do you think about Leto as a Joker? I mean, I know we're Leto fans on this show.
Yeah, you can't deny his work. Honestly, if you're a fool if you think that he's a bad actor or if he's tired in a way. Fact is, someone's gonna have to play Joker, right? Yeah. So Heath Ledger, unfortunately, he's dead. It's not like you're going to retire the Joker from all DC and Batman type scenarios, right?
Right.
It has to be played on. And to play it on, he set the bar pretty high. I don't think he has to reach Ledger status. Like, people can recognize Heath Ledger as a great Joker, probably better than Nicholson, right?
Yeah, I think everyone looks at Ledger as the pinnacle, and if you look at back before the movie came out, people were crapping all over him, saying, "How's this guy from 10 Things I Hate About You going to be the Joker? What is this guy going to do?" And he blew the socks off of everybody.
Yeah, and I think Leto's a similar character to where he can throw himself into a role and allow himself to be the Joker.
I agree with you, and I think maybe the tattoos are what threw a lot of people off. The fact that he has damage on his head.
That's not Leto's fault. I don't care what he looks like. It doesn't matter to me. I like that it's different.
Yeah, me too. I have a feeling that he's going to surprise some people. I know there's a lot of critics out there on the internet right now, maybe hopelessly optimistic or hopelessly not optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic myself. I think he's going to do a good job.
I think of like Joker, like imagine him like a Steve-O, from Jackass.
Like he would get those tattoos.
He might go into the tattoo parlor and say, "Hey, give me a tattoo. I don't care what it is. Just surprise me. Go ahead."
I could see that. I could see that.
Someone put damage on the front of his head, and it's like, "Oh, maybe you gave me damage. That's what you did."
I could see that. He shoots
him or something.
Yeah, I could see that being the case.
He's the Steve-O of villains. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, as long as he's not snorting wasabi and wearing a fart mask on.
No, we didn't see his bare back yet. Is there a chance that he has a picture of himself on his back?
Did they show it? I don't think they did it. That would be pretty awesome, actually. I don't think they've shown his back yet. I'm just gonna hold out hope that they did that.
Should do that. Let's totally do that.
If they didn't, we should Photoshop it. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited for Suicide Squad. It sounds like you are. For a casual comic book fan, you're pretty excited. We're going to see it next week. We'll let you guys know what we thought about it. We'll tweet about it. We'll let you know. But I'm excited. We got our tickets. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Will Smith doesn't make a bad movie. That's what I want to hold my hat on. Margot Robbie's a very good actress. What do they got? They got Jai Courtney. They have...
Jai Courtney? No way.
Yeah. They got Achikwe. I don't even try to pronounce his last
name. Mr. Echo, right?
Yeah, Mr. Echo.
He's playing Killer Croc.
As Killer Croc. Got a lot of people in this movie, right?
It's pretty well casted, I think. Yeah. And David Ayer's an awesome director. He did End of Watch.
Who's the kid in it too? Ezra
Miller?
Ezra Miller.
No, that's Justice League.
That's Justice League.
Yeah, okay, he's the Flash.
Okay.
Although there's a rumor that the Flash is actually potentially going to show up in this movie. So hopefully that's not a spoiler again. Sorry if you didn't know.
I haven't seen,
There's a rumor.
I haven't seen him in it. I assume that he was in it some way.
There's a rumor that he may be. I don't know in what capacity.
I'm willing to bet that everyone's in it.
I don't know, man. I'm just excited for the fact that Batman's in
even
this.
for a minute. Like I'm not expecting it. I'm not hoping for it. But I feel like the way they do things these days, everyone's gonna have that. There's gonna be a face in there.
I mean, we talked about BVS a lot on the show throughout the history of the show, and honestly, we're not lying when we say that Ben Affleck was one of the best parts of that movie, and I'm pretty excited, even if he's in this for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
if he's in this for 5 minutes, I'm going to be really happy.
So, are we sure that this is like Ben Affleck is Batman in this movie?
I mean, we're not sure, but
we don't know that.
The reports were that he was on the set. The reports were, there's photographic evidence of Batman in some of this footage, but I don't know if Ben Affleck's face has been shown.
Yeah. So if you line up 5 Batmans and 5 different Batman masks, would you be able to pick out? Do you think you'd be able to pick out Ben Affleck's face?
I don't know. I mean,
in a mask, like it could be anybody, right? As long as he's not Bruce Wayne.
It could be the stunt guy. Yeah. You never know. I guess.
Like I'm curious about that. They could save a lot of money. Like, how much money would they have to pay Ben Affleck to do one scene?
He may show up as Bruce Wayne if they wind up being in Gotham City or Arkham, wherever they are. Bruce Wayne may make a cameo. I haven't seen a picture of Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne on the set,
right.
But I have seen pictures of Batman. But you're right; they could have saved some money by not having him do that.
I just wonder.
But if you're him, you want to get that suit on. You only got to wear it for BVS for like a quarter of the movie. Like,
yeah, but he's not getting out of bed for X amount of money. I don't care if you like it or not.
He seems like a fan. He seems like a fan of the shows or of the movie, so it seems like he'd want to do it.
Yeah, like Tom Brady loves to play football, but he's not going to do it for free now, is he?
He's gonna go play some pickup games because he's not allowed to play catch now. Did you hear that?
No, what's that?
He's not allowed to play catch with his teammates while he's suspended. Yeah.
So he can't like form like a little camp?
No.
Like a little side camp?
He is not allowed
in Sarasota, Florida or wherever they want to go?
He's not allowed to play catch with them at all.
Well, he's got to bring back like Randy Moss or something, right?
I mean, if they're still friends.
Yeah.
I feel like
call him up.
I feel like
Dante
Tom Brady.
Stallworth.
I feel like Tom Brady and him were not really friends.
What's Deion Branch?
Deion Branch.
Call Deion Branch up. What's Wes Welker doing?
Yeah. That's what the joke on the internet was. Well, Wes Welker will play with him.
Run some patterns.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he could play with Bill Simmons, his new buddy. So anyway, enough with Suicide Squad. Let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con for a little bit, because there was some footage shown there, but the two big pieces of DC news, there was some Marvel stuff, which we'll get to in a second too. One of the most hyped movies out of the con, it seems, was Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What do you think of Wonder Woman just as a character? Are you excited? Did you like her in BVS?
Oh, sorry, I was dozing off there.
You're falling asleep over there?
What was the question again?
What did you think of Wonder Woman? I mean, did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer. I did.
What'd you think?
And to be honest with you, I'm sorry to say, a little bored by it.
You were bored by it?
A little bored.
There was, planes flying. I mean,
I got something against
bullets?
World War II, 1940s.
It's not even World War II. It's World War I.
World War even worse, right? Even worse.
So you're just done with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chris Pine's in it, man.
Yeah, Chris Pine kissed my ass. I don't know.
Come on. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, honestly. I got a question for you. Now,
go ahead.
Can I show my ignorance here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there like a similarity between her Wonder Woman's shield and Captain America's shield?
I don't think there's a specific...
Do they have the same power? Or are they the same character? What is Wonder Woman's special power? Is she invincible?
She has the lasso of truth. She's an Amazon warrior.
Can she be shot with a bullet?
I think she has I don't know, maybe she could, but she has like the gauntlets that reflect the bullets. She's got the lasso of truth, so she wraps the lasso.
Of truth. Is that like a lie detector test?
Yes, it is.
So when she gets you got to tell her the truth.
So in one of the newest Rebirth comics, she actually puts the lasso on herself to see if she's telling the truth of herself. So you can't take it.
That's so lame.
It's a classic character, man. This is a classic character.
I know, but so I feel like her and Captain America are the same.
So,
is that fair?
No, because Captain America is a U.S. soldier. She's from Themyscira. She's from another world. Like, she's not American.
She's an alien. She's an alien.
Pretty much. Okay. I mean, she's an Amazon warrior. It's kind of like mythology. She's more like Thor.
Oh, that's right. She was born by Zeus or something, right?
She's more like Thor than Captain America.
But
you're mixing it up because of the period of time, because the Captain America
plus they have a huge shield, and plus they're like super like soldiers.
She also has an invisible jet, by the way.
Invisible jet.
Which I haven't seen her use recently.
Wouldn't it be funny to see her driving around?
Yeah, they did.
Is she invisible?
Did you ever watch Linda Carter? No, she's not. She just flies like she's sitting.
Just sitting.
Yes.
Okay.
She's like sitting in the air. You've never seen like the Linda Carter one or like the old cartoon? No. Yeah, you should watch it. It's very funny.
So she could be shot then. So she has to deflect the bullets.
I guess theoretically she could be shot, but she does. I don't know if she's like super. She's not bulletproof. I'm not up on the lore as much as I am on some of the other characters.
I saw Batman or Superman where it seems like she was jumping 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, she's
has
crazy.
That kind of power.
She's got the most, probably more powers.
She has killer calves.
Yeah,
to be able to jump that high.
She's got strong glutes.
Her calf game is on.
She's done a lot of squats.
Fire. Yeah.
Although internet people would argue that Gal Gadot is way too skinny to be playing her. They need somebody that's more like a bodybuilder.
No, you don't. The muscles are like, it doesn't matter.
But she doesn't look like she does in the comics.
The exterior doesn't matter. If you have superpowers, the exterior doesn't matter. Right?
I'm with you.
Right?
I'm with you. Okay. But a lot of people are not with us on that one.
So what did you think about?
I'm pretty excited, man. Like honestly, I got to tell you, I didn't care too much about Wonder Woman as just a general comic book fan. I mean, I always kind of thought she was cool, but I never really studied her. Never really read any of the comics. Never really wanted to watch any of the animated movies. It wasn't a character that really interested me. And actually for BVS, I thought she was awesome. She was one of the best parts of the movie. And I'm pretty excited for this, especially after having seen the trailer.
When you say BVS, I always think it's some kind of disease.
You think about the Steel Panther song?
Steel Panther song for one, I guess.
BVS, which we can't repeat on the show, but
it just sounds like a syndrome. I'm sorry, it doesn't sound like a movie.
BV syndrome.
Move on.
Yeah,
Move on.
Go look up the Steel Panther song. That's all we'll say. But yeah, I'm excited, man. And Chris Pine being in the movie. A lot of people have said that Gal Gadot can't carry the movie. She's not a good enough actress. You think she's good or no?
The foreign language barrier definitely plays a part.
She definitely has an accent, but I don't think she's terrible.
I think it remains to be seen. I don't think you can pretty much label that yet
I would agree with
until
that.
she fails in this movie or succeeds.
She's proved that she's a good supporting actress in the Fast series and, again, BV syndrome. So she's been good in that too. So we'll see if she can really lead. And she's got Chris Pine there.
She's alive, right? At the end of Fast 7? She didn't die, did she?
No, she died.
She died.
She died.
She did die. Damn
Remember,
it.
she jumped off the runway.
I forgot.
How did you got to rewatch this, man.
I haven't seen 7 since I saw it in the theater.
She died. Remember the endless runway?
Yeah, that's right.
She fell off.
Yeah, that's right. She fell off.
That was 6, wasn't it?
No, that was 7.
I'm mixing mine up
So
now.
she pretty much, she's done there. That sucks.
Yeah, she's done, which sucks. She was great because Han was all upset, remember?
Yep. But Han died too.
Well, he died in a further timeline.
Further time loop, yeah.
See, we need
unnecessary time shifts.
We need a diagram of this.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to correct their mistake of Tokyo Drift, even though I still like Tokyo Drift.
Oh, it was so good.
Tokyo Drift was one of the secretly good ones of that whole franchise.
I can't tell you one way or the other if she can carry this movie or not, but I think it's fair to give her a shot. Who else? Like, who better? Why not?
You'll watch it, though.
Probably not in the theater.
Patty Jenkins is the director. The one she's also famous for Monster, the Charlize Theron movie. Yeah. So they've got a very good director.
What is this, 2018?
It's next year, I think.
Yeah, 2017.
So, 2017.
Wow, I keep thinking this year's 2017.
It's 2017, and then Justice League comes out after that. It's going to be... I'm pretty excited, man.
I don't even know what year it is anymore.
Pretty excited. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'll have to be in the right mood.
I'll buy you a ticket. We'll go together.
Yeah.
We'll make it a date.
You can't just buy me tickets to every superhero movie and then make me like, I'm not your daughter. Like, you're not going to be able to talk me into this.
She's not old enough to go, so you have to represent her. You're her representative.
Like, you can mold her mind and like make her like things. I think I'm already past that stage.
I feel like you're going to come out of that movie. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody listening, I think he's going to come out of the movie. He's going to say, that's pretty good.
I'll tell you what, though, in all honesty, because I'm comparing her to Captain America, maybe unfairly, but it's all about the shield.
Yeah.
It's all about the shield. I didn't think I was going to like Captain America just because of the time period it was in. The way it looked.
It's olden times.
It looked like oldie times.
It's not a space movie, but it's olden times.
Yeah, it was too, but I liked Captain America 1, so I'll give it a shot.
You'll give it a shot. It's World War I, so it's a little bit older. So we'll see if that's going against it, but it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So jumping on to Justice League, your other favorite topic.
Oh, man, let's keep it going.
We're just going to keep the comic book hits just rolling today.
Speaking of Justice League, now let's combine Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman's in Justice League.
Okay.
Obviously, right? So, does Wonder Woman do all their laundry?
Oh, man.
Oh!
He went there.
No,
he went there.
I wanted to see if like Vox, like all everybody in the office, their head exploded at the same time when I said
he went there. He went there. I didn't say it.
No, seriously though. Like, think about the mundane tasks about like you have a group and they're all in the house together or the lair.
Don't you think the Flash would do the laundry? He's the fastest one.
I was gonna ask is Alfred like on duty? Like, would he do it?
Well, they're in a watchtower. They have the Justice League watchtower.
Does Batman bring Alfred? Would that be fair for him to like take on all these dirty people? And do their
but Alfred does not get paid to do that. He only works for Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne could maybe ask him to do it.
Yeah, but like Bruce Wayne, would he like ask way too much of him to do
He
that.
could ask him to do it, but I feel like Alfred would be a little annoyed by it.
Yeah, he'd be annoyed, but he doesn't seem like a no guy.
I feel like Alfred would try to talk the Flash into doing it because it takes the Flash like a billionth second of what it would take the rest of them, and he would just have to do it.
But it's still like be work for him.
But see, that's the thing. Like, does the Flash? Is it like? Think about the Flash. Is the Flash like? Let's say you're an IndyCar driver and you're used to driving 300 miles an hour, and now you have to drive like in town here.
Yeah.
How annoyed are you? Are you annoyed? Is it like the Flash? So when he's running really fast, that's like regular speed to him.
I don't think the Flash drives a vehicle.
No, what I'm saying, when he has to walk,
it is normal every day because he probably just waits until the last minute and like does a quick zoom.
But when he walks, like let's say he's walking with somebody, is he annoyed? Is he like sitting in a car like an IndyCar driver?
Like traffic.
That's what I'm saying. Like walking is like traffic to him, right?
But does he go fast or does he bend time?
He goes fast. He runs really fast.
That's what I wanted to ask you about Flash.
He runs really fast. But
is he running fast or is he bending time? Does he understand my?
I understand what
question?
you're saying. He's running really fast, according to the lore. Now, maybe the purists would, call me out on that. I don't. I'd have to consult Jeff Johns on this one.
Okay. Get him on the horn.
Yeah.
Next week on the podcast, Jeff Johns will be here.
Jeff Johns. Oh, man, that would be a get. I'd have to kick you off for that one. He would be awesome. I'd love to have him on the show. But no, we'd have to look it up. I'm pretty sure he's just running really fast.
Okay, so I would make the Flash do it. I think if Alfred is like aiding Bruce Wayne and being a criminal vigilante just because his parents died, like he kind of like seems like a spoiled kid who you're afraid to tell him no.
But see, the problem with Bruce Wayne and Batman and Justice League, it's kind of like if you played the Injustice games, he's kind of like the outcast. He's there because he kind of has to be. He doesn't really want to be. Like he's like the black sheep, right? He's not like super friendly with everybody. He's part of the main team, but it's like nobody's like hanging out with Batman because Batman's like the emo kid,
so lonely.
He is.
I feel like they're all have like bunk beds and he has his own master bedroom by itself.
He does.
I mean, he is the billionaire.
He hangs out in the basement. You know, it's like it's silly.
So who cooks the meals? Like, did they have catering, or does Alfred do that?
I feel like Aquaman. They got
does Wonder Woman do that? I don't know.
They got seafood. It's like Aquaman's
they get
fishing.
takeout every time. They got to eat right. They got to eat healthy.
I mean, technically, they could just have Aquaman call up the fish in the air, and then Superman could just laser them with his eyes.
Does Aquaman just pee in the ocean? Does he?
I think he might. I don't know.
Does he poo in the ocean? Like, what does he do?
There was a really funny story on Reddit this week. I'll have to link to it. It was about a woman who was scuba diving, and it was really funny.
Oh yeah, you sent me that. Yeah.
It was very funny. Basically, long story short, I'm just going to tell it on the show. Long story short, this woman was scuba diving, or she was out in the ocean. She had a stomach virus, and she was out in the ocean, thinking that she just had to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was occupied. She's out in the middle of the ocean.
It was an emergency.
It was an emergency. And the guy said, just go in the ocean. So she goes, make sure she's further out, make sure she's nobody around. She just goes.
Yeah.
And then she tries to get away from the cloud that ensued. And she saw a whole bunch of scuba divers underneath her. There was a bunch of people scuba diving underneath her. Oh my God.
The ocean is a dangerous place.
What would you do? What would you do?
I probably... You have to go to the ocean.
But
if all your options are exhausted.
But what if you're the scuba diver?
What can you do? You're screwed. It's an unfortunate situation.
Do you vomit in your breather? Like, how do you...
You just swim as fast as possible. You got to get away. I mean, what can you do? It's like
some of the comments on that were so funny. It was like, yeah, imagine those guys saying, man, one day I was scuba diving and somebody took a crap on me in the ocean. It's like, that's the worst. That's the worst. I feel equally bad for the scuba divers as I feel equally bad for the person who felt so embarrassed about it.
By the way, I'm totally kidding about the Wonder Woman doing it. Obviously, I feel like I have to say that.
Yeah, to put that out there.
I feel like I have to say that.
You might get a Polygon article written about you. Clearly, we're joking on this show. We fully support Wonder Woman's equal opportunity.
Fox,
in the Justice
Polygon,
League.
maybe even IO9.
Oh yeah,
they might all like come after me if I don't say that.
You.
If we're lucky enough to have someone hear that.
Clearly, it's a joke.
Maybe they did hear that and they heard me say that, and then like that'll ruin our chances of ever.
See, they turned it off the second you said it, and now they're writing the article right now.
Yeah, they didn't even listen to the fact that I was kidding.
But
seriously though, I mean, somebody's got to dust.
Yeah, but I mean, let's get back to Justice League here. What did you watch the trailer? You did watch the trailer?
I did. I liked the Justice League trailer.
So
I really
you
did.
liked it?
I did. I thought it was funny.
Was it too
I
funny?
like the song that was like the beat that was going along where he's meeting people.
Got the guitar lick in the back. What do you think of Bruce Wayne bringing the team together?
I like it. I feel like it could be like an internet meme where it's like he goes up to Aquaman, so I hear you can talk to fish. Then he goes up to Flash, so I hear you're fast.
They would just insert whatever the statement is.
Like you could like bring it up to anything in life. So Bobby Flay, I hear you're good at cooking.
So with the Aquaman, do you think that they casted him right? Now,
Oh yeah.
so I don't know if you know, but back in the 90s, Aquaman had like a redesign and he kind of looked like Momoa
Wasn't he like
a little bit.
Wasn't he used to be like a blonde looking pretty boy?
He always was.
Yeah.
And then they recast him to have like a freaking Captain Hook hand and really long hair and a beard and like tattoos and all this stuff back in the 90s. And it was just a redesign of the character. Now he's back to pretty boy. He's still badass if you actually read it, but they kind of went for that design from the 90s.
Yeah, see my preconceived conception, notion?
Your preconception?
My preconception, I don't do words. Of Aquaman was that blonde, curly-haired, short-haired, pretty boy look, which made him look like a pansy to me, right? So I like this kind of, Samoan-looking, was he Hawaiian?
Yeah.
Muscly, long-haired.
Khal Drogo?
Yeah, badass. He almost looks like a mythological creature,
Yes.
figure.
So
Mythological figure.
Are you excited to see him in the role?
Yes, I am. Because he's such a badass at Game of Thrones. He hasn't really done much like in the public eye since then. He's been in a couple bit parts here and there. But I think he's got the chops for it. And honestly, I think he needs to be hardcore and badass the way he is, like the way he looked in the
I think he's going to
anyway.
change a lot of people's perception about Aquaman, because a lot of people, including myself until recent years, kind of thought, whatever with Aquaman. He talks to fish, like Bruce Wayne says in the trailer. And, I remember there's this one awesome thing that somebody posted online. It's like, think Aquaman's a pansy. There was a scene in one of the comics or one of the animated movies where he can control everything in the ocean, including the microbes.
Yeah.
And like something was in the ocean and he just disintegrated it like a piranha style, because of the microbes. So it's pretty cool. The character is actually kind of neat. I know it seems kind of lame, but I think Khal Drogo himself is going to really change the perception of the character.
I remember in what's the game? Injustice?
Yeah,
The video
Injustice.
game? He was like one of the more powerful characters in the game. So
he had the trident, man.
I was surprised at how powerful he was.
What do you think of Ezra Miller as the Flash? You don't watch the TV show, so
No.
we can't compare him to Barry Allen of the TV show.
What do you think?
I'm pretty excited for it. I mean,
The
I know
comparison.
some people are pretty upset about the fact that he seems to be joking more, and because typically in the comics, Wally West has been more of like the jokester, even though Barry Allen, I guess some people have said that Barry Allen's a little bit more serious in the comics, even though he makes jokes too. It's just a different style. The TV show is a little different. The character from the TV show, played by Grant Gustin of former Glee fame, I think he's actually very good in that show.
You can't have the show guy be the movie guy. That's like in life.
Even if they're the same caliber of actor.
Yeah, no, you can't. Like imagine, what was the Smallville dude's name?
Oh, not Brandon Routh. That's the other guy. It was Tom Welling.
Tom Welling. Like people wanted Tom Welling to be Superman
It's a
in the
thing.
movies. You can't do that.
I agree with you. It's a thing. And I actually think that them keeping the universes separate is not so bad. I don't hate it. I know a lot of people hate it because I know Marvel has done the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But it gives them creative freedom to kind of do what they want. And it's like, hey, make the show the way you want to do. And then here, we're going to make the movie this way.
It's got to be different. You don't want to combine the two and start comparing the two. Like, even like Stephen Amell. Like people love Stephen Amell. You love Stephen Amell.
Yeah, I think
as
he's not the
Green
best
Arrow.
actor, but I like him.
Yeah, but if they have a Green Arrow in a movie, he should definitely be a different guy, I feel.
The rumors are that Ben Affleck wants to cast his buddy, Matt Damon, as a character. So they're like either joking that he would either be Robin or Nightwing. Who's like, he's like
Ben
50.
Affleck made Matt Damon Robin. That would be the sweetest justice.
Would he have to wear him like the little tights, with the little
he'd
elf
dress him
shoes?
up like Adam West Batman.
Yeah, like with the
Adam
elf
West,
shoes.
Yeah.
No, but he would actually be pretty awesome as Green Arrow.
I don't think Matt Damon is a superhero to me.
Well,
in
they
any
were
sense of
saying
the
that
word.
he could either be Green Arrow. There's a fan picture of it. It looks pretty awesome. And then I don't know if you've ever read, you probably haven't read it, but Batman Hush.
No.
There's a story of this guy, Tommy Elliott, who's kind of like the counterpoint of Bruce Wayne. He could be him, which would be pretty cool casting too.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, he has the physical chops. Obviously, he's done Bourne, and Bourne is pretty great. But I don't see Matt Damon as a superhero movie guy.
Yeah.
Stay off Matt Damon.
We'll see.
Stay off of Ben's turf.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Did you see jacked Commissioner Gordon?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited for, that dude J. Jonah Jameson,
Yeah.
he's switching camps.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for him.
You allowed to do that?
I don't know, man. He looks pretty good.
It's like Hogan going to the NWO. It's big
It's a
time.
villain.
Yeah,
Villain style.
big time move.
What'd you think?
That's like Johnny Damon going to the Yankees.
Wasn't he just a DH?
Yeah, you can't do that.
What do you think of the humor in this? Do you think it's a good balance? Do you think it's too much? Do you think they course corrected?
I don't know if it was in it before, because obviously BVS got a lot of flack for being too serious. Why so serious? Why so grimdark? I don't know do you think the writing was changed because of that, or was this the plan all along?
I think maybe some of it was, but if you look at Chris Terrio, who's the screenwriter for this, won an Oscar for Argo, worked with Ben Affleck in the past. He said in interviews prior to Batman versus Superman being released, the fact that it's kind of the second in a trilogy, kind of like Empire Strikes Back, is pretty dark for Star Wars fame.
Yeah.
He said that this one was always planned to be lighter. And Snyder said it too. So they may have course corrected some. I think they probably did, because how can you not?
Right.
But I don't think that it was planned to be jokeless and soulless completely.
So what do you think? The majority of this movie is getting the band together, or are they really going to be fighting something straight out?
Well, the rumor is that they're going to be fighting somebody named Steppenwolf, not the 80s band.
But do you think it's going to be like tacked on at the end, or what?
No, I think...
Wasn't Avengers kind of like that?
It's been a while since I've seen the first one. I can't remember Avengers. Yeah. It's been a while. I saw it one time, and I did enjoy it, but I think you might be right. I mean, I think probably they'll be getting the band together, and it seems like Aquaman might not be trying to hang out with them so much.
He's the cool guy.
He's gonna be the cool guy. Watch him show up at the end and save the day or something.
Right.
But yeah, I bet probably a lot of it will be getting the band together, and then they'll be fighting somebody. There is another part to this coming out, I think, the following year. I don't know if they're doing the part 1, part 2 thing. I don't know if you've seen this in the news recently.
Really?
But Marvel, there was supposed to be the next Avengers movie was Infinity Gauntlet Part 1.
Yeah.
Or Infinity War, excuse me. And Part 1, and then the next year had one called Infinity War Part 2. They just came out and said they're not going to do that anymore.
Okay.
Part of that is because Harry Potter got bad reception.
I like that, though. Like the Kill Bill scenario. Like Kill Bill could have been a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
But Tarantino decided to chop it up between 1 and 2, releasing them a year apart, and that was a great move. I feel like, imagine, I know they wanted to get Justice League out there, but if Batman vs. Superman was 2 movies, like 6 or 9 months apart from each other, I felt like it would have been much more better received, but it would have been able to flush both characters out more.
I think the rumor is that lately these movies have been doing poorly. I haven't seen the numbers, but apparently Hunger Games Part 1 and 2 of the last one did pretty poorly. Harry Potter did pretty poorly from a sales standpoint.
Yeah.
And they did it with I don't know, one of these other teen books, and it seems like they changed it, even if they're just changing the name of it and not calling it Part 1 and Part 2. I think it got a negative reception. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just call it something else. It could be Part 2.
Is it possible that, not to go all Giorgio on you, but is it possible that people are just tired of those movies?
Yeah,
how many Mockingjay and Harry Potters could there?
Here's another one.
Divergence could there possibly?
Here's
be?
Another one for you.
Yeah.
The latest, I think it was Divergent, is canceled. They're going to make it. They did a part 1, part 2, or whatever it is. The last one in the series is not going to happen because the sales were so bad. They said they're going to make it a TV movie.
Nice.
That's like, is that like, and the actor and actress, the main people, said they're not coming back for it.
Good for them.
Is that like the ultimate slap in the face?
Yeah,
like,
man.
oh yeah, we're going to make this on television.
Look, you spread them out too much. Like Twilight did that shit, and like I feel like they were pushing the envelope too a little bit with that. But they were the first to do it.
Well, Harry Potter and
there's like 30
Twilight.
Harry Potter movies. There's freaking, how many is there? 7 Mockingjays or what is it? Hunger Games.
I haven't seen all
of them.
There's
too many. Enough. It's like people get tired of it. Even the greatest fans are like, you know what? The books are fine. Books are good enough.
And I think that there was an article I read. It was basically like the teen book drama craze has officially dead because this movie is direct to TV now.
Yep.
And they were saying they were going to make a spin-off TV series. And now with the main actor and actress not coming back, they're like, screw this. Like, I don't even think I'm going to be in this. So they decided to quit on it.
Good for them. Glad they stood up.
I don't know if Justice League is doing part 1 and part 2. That was the original plan.
I would like that, as long as they weren't too far apart in release.
There's another one coming out shortly after. I think it's the next year.
Let me rephrase that. I'd like that instead of them trying to cram a huge story into a 2-hour movie like Zack Snyder is wont to do.
Are we going to have this discussion again?
No, we'll pass.
We're going to have this discussion
I
again.
got a question for you.
Sure.
We'll steer away. Does Aquaman breathe underwater? Like, does he sleep underwater, or does he sleep outside of the water?
He's like half human and half Atlantean, so he can sleep underwater, I guess. And
so
he also
has
can
both. Like, where does he live?
I'm pretty sure he lives in both places.
So
He's the king of Atlantis.
A quiet night at home for Aquaman is on land or in the sea.
I could be both.
Does he live in
both.
the Atlantic Ocean? Like, what's his address?
I don't know.
Pacific.
See, this
does
is
he live
where,
does he live in like a lake? Where does he live?
See, this is what I'm a casual fan of Aquaman, so I don't know the deets on this one.
Who made Aquaman?
I'll have to look it up.
We got to get him on the podcast.
We'll get again. We got to call up Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns again. Aquaman. Okay.
We'll ask Jeff Johns next week.
Okay.
No, but they've obviously released this footage after not much fanfare. They just kind of put it out there, and I know in the past Comic-Con has been like, oh, they showed this thing and then it leaked online. I kind of like their strategy of just putting this out there and saying, hey, here it is. I feel like they had to do that with the reception that BVS got in the past and these other movies. They're like, hey, we know what we're doing. Trust us. Here it is.
Yeah.
So you think it's a good move by them to do that?
I think so. I really do. I got another stupid question for you.
All right.
I'm sorry to keep throwing these oddballs at you while you're trying to do serious business here. Superman and Aquaman fight in the ocean. Who wins?
Probably Superman.
Superman still wins.
Probably.
Even though he's not like used to like being in the water.
But he can,
like, his movements are going to be slower, or are they?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need to call up Jeff Johns again. I don't know.
I'm going to go Aquaman. I think I'm going to go Aquaman. I don't know.
Because he could just disintegrate him or something?
Yeah, but can you disintegrate Superman? Wouldn't he just get put back together or something?
Yeah. I mean,
like, I don't know.
This is a question that I don't think the comics have answered.
Like, is Aquaman invincible underwater? Like, can no one beat this man underwater?
So we have AVS.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Aquarium. I don't know.
Why can't we have AVS? BVS. You have AVS.
AVS is the next one. Maybe they should make that next.
I'm telling you, man, this Jason Momoa has really turned me on to this Aquaman character. And now I used to think he was a bitch, but now I kind of like he's badass.
See, this is it worked.
They got you. It's perfect casting to get me hooked in this movie.
They got you, man.
Yeah.
I'm really excited I know this is stupid, but I'm very excited to see how a solo Aquaman movie is going to work. Because if you think back in BVS, the scene where he's in it, he's just kind of swimming and his hair's in the water.
Like a little.
And I saw some footage where they were filming. There was like some behind the scenes footage. It's like him in this green pool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how they're going to do this. So if we think back to Entourage, they were like suspended on wires.
So what year was that? Like 2007?
2007 or 2008, something like that.
Like, the movie probably looked like shit, right?
I mean,
and it was like, it beat Spider-Man.
When did Avatar come out? Because it was James Cameron. He probably invented some technology.
Avatar 09, maybe?
Yeah, so it was before he invented the good cameras.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really excited to see how the hell they're going to do this.
Yeah, man.
And there was a picture. I don't know if you follow Jason Momoa on Instagram. It's pretty funny. After everything he says, he writes mahalo. Yeah. I get the impression that he's probably like one of the most fun people to hang out with. He's always like hanging out with the cast. He's always smiling. Yeah. He's always like drinking whiskey in pictures.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, like he's drinking a bottle of whiskey and he just throws it down. Yeah. And then he stands in front of these gigantic waves. He made an Instagram post that said, that was not CG. So he's actually standing there and they're having these giant waves over him.
Waves crashing on him.
And James Wan is the director. So I don't know, man. I think this movie could be pretty awesome.
Yeah. He just reminded me of Roman Reigns. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to him a little bit. I don't know.
You're a big Roman Reigns fan?
I'm not a huge fan, but it's like,
it's a way. It's a bridge.
It's like a wrestler in a movie. It's like it could be Roman Reigns' cousin.
Yeah.
Like, he looks just like
I think Jason Momoa would be upset, but,
Why would he be upset? What's wrong with Roman Reigns?
I don't know. He's not an actor.
Doesn't matter. He is in a way.
I guess
he's like a stage actor.
I'm not saying he's bad.
It's like Broadway. He's an actor. They're all actors.
I mean, they're probably better actors than a lot of
You tell me
TV
Dave
actors.
Bautista's not an actor.
No, Dave Bautista is an actor. He's literally an actor. He's in the new movie for Kickboxer, which I highly recommend everyone watch the trailer. No, anyway, get back on track here.
Sorry, I pulled us in the gutter.
No, it's okay. I just want to bring up two more things about Comic-Con. The first one is, every year you see this. You see it on E3 too with Electronic Expo. The people that work there, like the workers of these websites and things, I have zero sympathy for you when you complain about how tired you are because you're at Comic-Con for the entire week. Most people have to pay to go there. Yeah. I get it. It's hard. It is hard. I'm not going to deny that. I'm sure that it sucks. But don't complain about it publicly because everyone would kill to be in the position that you're in.
They likely got a free plane ride there.
They got to meet celebrities. They got to meet people, and I'm sure it sucks. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, they had the greatest time ever.
I don't think they like meeting celebrities anymore. It's probably cool like the first day, but after that, it's like
All I'm saying is it's okay to not be happy when you're in the shit. Like if it sucks, if it's a hard day, everybody has a hard day at work. I get it, but Don't complain about it publicly because there's a lot of people that would certainly love to be in your shoes. That's all I'll say.
Sometimes my job sucks. I don't go on here and start telling everybody how my job sucks.
That's what I mean.
Because screw you. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
That's what I mean. And it's like, oh, I had the worst week ever. It was so long. It's like people would kill to be where you are. And so would I. So enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Now here we are complaining about what they're complaining about.
Exactly.
And then somebody's going to be mad that we're complaining, that they're complaining. And it's like,
it's a cycle.
You tell two friends and then they tell two friends and then so on and so on,
So two other things that came out of this, and I don't want to be DC biased because we tend to be. I tend to be.
You already are.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You excited for that? They didn't show any footage, but there was some info that came out about it. Seems like Kurt Russell's going to be in it.
Nice. I interest peaked a little more. Go on.
I don't know as much about the characters as I do with some of the DC properties, but I think he's playing Peter Quill's dad.
Can't he just play Snake Plissken?
He should.
Can he just do that? Can't we just cross promote here?
They should just make another Escape movie.
No, they don't have to. Just make Snake Plissken be a guardian of a galaxy. Cross them up. Let's do it.
I'm pretty excited. I don't know much about the second one. I loved the first one. I thought it was probably the best Marvel movie. Besides Winter Soldier, I really liked.
I thought you were going to talking about Escape from LA.
No.
I didn't see the second one. So
no, I'm talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
I really liked the first one. Did you like it?
I did.
Space movie.
I didn't think I was going to like it.
Let me get that in there. Space movie.
Shut up.
It takes place primarily in space, too.
I would not have watched it had I not been at someone's house.
Yeah.
So.
But you were open to it. And
I was
you
open
liked
to it. What was I going to do? Say no thanks, I'm going home?
Right.
I was being nice. No, I'm just kidding. But I liked it. No, I did like it.
I mean, it had Chris Pratt in it, so that's kind of the
Chris
bridge
Pratt was funny. Batista, then you got Groot being Groot. It was funny.
What about the Doctor Strange trailer? Are you excited for that one?
No, I don't care.
I got to tell you, that's one of the more exciting, and I know nothing about Doctor Strange. I haven't followed the character, haven't really followed much of it at all, but I feel like the movie looks pretty awesome. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch. He looks pretty awesome. The visuals look really cool. The movie, I know it's drawing a lot of comparisons to Inception because it's got like the world-bending qualities of it. Yeah. Looks pretty good, man. I think you should check it out.
Yeah, no. There's no time for that.
I feel like we're running out of steam here, so I'm going to bring it back up with the game. Are you ready to play some comic book?
Let's do it. So explain
or fiction.
So get into detail here. What exactly am I looking for?
So I've got a list of characters. I've got 12. 12 characters.
Yes. Some
are real, some are fake.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you how many. I'm going to tell you right now it's unbalanced. I'm not going to say which way, either or. So
okay, so
12.
I'm assuming these are ridiculous.
Oh, there's some that are ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm going to go. And I kind of gave you a couple of easy ones at first. We'll see if you can get these.
See, the thing is, my favors, I'm a good guesser.
Okay.
So.
Well, we'll see. But I have 12, comic book characters.
Okay.
Some are real, some are fake. I'm going to give you who they are, give you a little bit of a bio on them. I'll give you what their superpower is. And I could even give you their creator, but I'll give it to you, their creator and their first appearance after you guess.
Yeah, that won't affect me one way or the other.
So the point of the game is you guess real or fake, true or false, whatever you want to say. And I'm going to go through them one by one. Okay?
Let's do it. Cue the music.
Number 1. This character's name is Captain Cold.
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, also known as Leonard Snart, the first mega-villain to face Silver Age Flash and a blue-collar criminal, and the leader of the group of villains known as the Rogues. His superpowers are master tactician and strategist with extensive knowledge of cryonics. He possesses a cold gun that allows him to freeze objects to absolute zero temperatures. Real character or fake character?
So it's a lame name, Captain Cold. Obviously very lame. So what was his real name again? Snarf?
Leonard Snart.
Snart? All right.
Snart.
He's real because you didn't make that up. Because that's too lame to be made up.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are correct.
Thank you.
See, I didn't know if you'd know that because I'm starting easy.
No,
because he's in the
know
show.
A clue. And then you said Silver Surfer, and you know what Captain Cold sounds like?
Silver Age Flash.
Silver Age Flash.
Silver Surfer.
See, I don't listen.
This is why this is a good game here. We'll see how much Badway knows.
Called Silver Surfer.
So I feel like everyone that watches the Flash TV show that's listening is like, oh my God, real, true.
So who's Silver Age Flash?
It's like the Silver Age of comics, like the time period.
Okay.
So there's like Silver Age, like
Golden Age,
like that kind of stuff. So he was like one of the first Flash villains, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
So okay, so number 2, are you ready?
Ready.
Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster is an extremely talented athlete that uses his natural athleticism for crime. He's a master of all-American sports and of hand-to-hand combat. He's also known for his sports-themed weapons of destruction. His superpower is that he uses sporting-themed weapons such as exploding baseballs, flying bases, rocket baseball bats, knockout basketballs, lacrosse snare nets, exploding hockey pucks, and he's also usually seen wearing a baseball hat, catcher's mask, padded jersey, catcher's chest guard, football pants, or cleats. Real or fake?
It's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Real or fake?
Can't be real. See, I'm a sports guy myself. I feel like you're trying to pander to that. Trying to get me to think that somebody made this character up. I'm going to go false, because there's just no way. There's no way.
Final answer.
Yeah.
You are incorrect. Sportsmaster is a real character created by Erwin Hasen and John Broome. First appearance, All-American Comics 85, The Rise and Fall of Crusher Croc.
Did they say what, like, did it end a year later?
No, he's in like some of the new cartoons and stuff. It's actually pretty ridiculous. He wears like hockey pads and stuff.
Why such an inventive name? Why?
I don't know.
That's terrible.
I don't know what year this was. It was probably back in the 70s or 60s, but it's a real character.
All right, one up, one down.
All right. Number 3. Arm Fall Off Boy. Arm Fall Off Boy, also known as Floyd Belkin. He has the ability to detach his own limbs, which he can use as a blunt weapon. One of his Legion reject teammates claims he gained his powers through carelessness while holding the anti-gravity element 152, but he may or may not have been serious. Arm Fall Off Boy.
Sounds like it was made by like a Japanese man that doesn't know English that well.
No relation to the band Fall Out Boy. Arm Fall Off Boy, real or fake?
I'm thinking it's real because the description you gave about how he came to be seemed a little too comic book creator-y. I'm going to say real.
Final answer?
Real. Final answer.
You are correct.
Thank you.
Created by Gerard Jones, Kurt Swan, and Ty Templeton. First appearance, Secret Origins 46, Ghost of Stone.
Oh, I missed that one.
Apparently, this was not a very long used character, but the picture is hilarious. It's a guy who pulls his arm off and beats people with his arm.
See, I'm a fan with that with his moves, but the name is terrible. So that's 3 straight real ones.
So you are 2 and 1.
2 and 1.
All right, number 4. Trapper Keeper. Real or fake? An angsty teenage sociopath, Bobby Newman was bullied to the brink of insanity in high school after he got locked in a janitor's closet with only his Trapper Keeper and overdue homework. A freak lightning storm struck the foundation of the school. While seemingly unconscious, Bobby woke up with only his Trapper Keeper full of overdue homework in hand, ready to take revenge on his aggressors. His superpower is that he uses telekinesis to control the minds of his aggressors and traps their minds inside his Trapper Keeper. Real or fake?
I can see this being a real thing, honestly. But he seems more of a supervillain than a superhero.
Well, it could be either. It could be either. The game is comic book character, so real or fake, it could be either.
You know what's funny? I could see this being a real thing. And I know we've already had 3 real ones, so I'm not going to play the multiple choice test taking game. I'm going to go with my feeling. My gut feeling is this is a real character.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are incorrect. Created by Drew. First appearance, The Last Row Podcast, 42. Trapper Keeper. I was trying to like look up and I was looking up some of the real ones. I'm like, how can I make this ridiculous?
No, it's just as ridiculous as Arm Fall Off Boy, but I could see that being a lame villain. Like
the Trapper Keeper.
Well done.
I was trying to imagine Dane DeHaan, you know, the guy from what is it? Chronicle?
Yeah.
He gets like the powers and becomes emo.
That's right.
All right. Number 5. Matter Eater Lad. Matter Eater Lad. Like matter. Like, you know, matter in the universe.
Matter Eater Lad.
Real or fake, also known as Tenzil Kem, a member of the Legion of Superheroes from the 30th and 31st century. He has the ability to bite through and consume all forms of matter, including things which is supposedly indestructible. He has super taste buds and he can analyze compositions of foodstuffs and substances. Real or fake?
You didn't say foodstuffs.
Or did I?
See, it's all about the description.
Or did I?
What's his real name?
Tenzil Kem. Tenzilkem.
No, you did not make that up. It's a real guy.
Are you sure?
It's a real guy.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are Correct.
You got to be very creative with these names.
I should have taken that out, but all right. I don't know what your score is, but we'll tally it up at the end here.
I think it's 3-2.
3-2. Okay. Well, I'll go with you on that.
Yeah.
Number 6. Number six. Psycho Pirate.
Psycho Pirate.
Real or fake? Real name Roger Hayden. Supervillain who wears a Medusa mask and can manipulate emotions of others. The mask has driven him insane over the years. That's his superpower.
Name, please, again.
Roger Hayden.
It sounds like a name you would make up. Medusa mask.
Yeah. It's like a Medusa mask.
Yeah. Turns people to stone, is he?
He manipulates people's emotions through this mask. It's actually like a golden mask.
I like the idea. I think it's your idea.
Real or fake?
Fake.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Incorrect. Damn. You are 3-3. All right. You're 50%. Wow. Real character. Big character back in Crisis of Infinite Earths. Big comic book plot line. I thought he was lame when I read him, but he's actually pretty cool.
So is he like affiliated with anybody, Marvel or DC? Or
DC,
is it
yeah.
Is it DC comic? Okay.
Yeah. He looks really lame. He wears like a weird like cape, but he's actually pretty cool. All right. Are you ready? Number 7.
Go ahead.
This is a tough one. Ice Cream.
Ice Cream.
EYE dash.
Oh,
Scream.
I see you scream.
A mutant, and at an early age discovered he had the amazing ability to turn into any flavor of ice cream that he wished. He possesses the power to melt himself into liquid ice cream, being able to enter and exit anywhere through small open space or make himself super hard.
So hard.
With the help of his refrigeration unit costume. Presumably this meant he could withstand bullets. But under extreme cold and heat, he was unable to move or function. Real or fake ice cream?
So they gave him the Alex Mack powers.
Basically, yeah, except instead of a puddle of goo, he turns into ice cream.
Okay, so Alex Mack can't get hard, though.
No, she can't.
He can't.
He can get hard.
She can get wet, he can get hard.
He can get hard, yeah.
Okay.
Real or fake?
Sounds fake, but I'm going to go the other way on it, because I feel like it's... Especially the name.
Ice cream?
Ice cream. It just... It seems so dumb it's got to be real, kind of thing.
Final answer?
True.
Final answer?
Final.
You are correct.
Oh, yeah.
Created by Alan Kupenberg. First appearance, Obnoxio the Clown versus the X-Men #1.
Oh, of course.
I'm pretty sure like one of the other bios said like the guy is so ridiculous that he was made fun of for his powers.
I feel like in the back of my head, I've actually like seen that somewhere before.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, this next one's one of my favorites on this list.
All right. Because you made it up?
We'll see.
All right.
Gin Genie. Gin Genie. Also known as Becca Parker, Gin Genie was a mutant of the Ecstatics group who was killed early in her career by helicopter fire. Although she was powerful, her powers required alcohol, and she was a very abusive alcoholic. When she was drunk, she often aimed her seismic waves at her own teammates because she was drunk. Her superpower is that in order to generate seismic vibrations, she has to drink the amount of alcohol proportionate to the amount of seismic waves she wants to produce.
I think you're reaching.
So she has to drink in order to produce like shockwaves.
Gotcha.
So it's like, if your blood alcohol is 0.08.
Yeah.
Real or fake?
The more you talk, the more I'm thinking it's fake.
Real or fake?
It's fake.
Gin Genie?
Gin Genie.
Final answer?
So she's going to project poorly on her teammates when she drinks, obviously, because obviously it's no good for anyone. But if she wants to really get power out there, she's got to drink even more.
Real or fake?
Fake. So fake.
You are incorrect. Created by Peter Milligan. First appearance, X-Force number 116. Gin Genie. Getting drunk, messing her teammates up.
So is this like X-Force? Is that like X-Men?
It's from Marvel. Yeah. Okay. I've never heard of this character, but I looked up this list. I found a list today.
Probably like one issue.
Pretty awesome.
It's probably one issue.
I think she got killed like right away.
Yeah.
It seems so ridiculous. All right. What are you, 4 and 3 or 3 and 4?
I don't know. It might be 4 and 4. What number is this?
That was number 8. Yeah. So you're 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Number 9, Timber.
Timber.
Like
Timber? Like TIM space BURR?
No.
Oh.
Not Timber.
That would have been my new favorite superhero.
Timber, like the Pitbull song. Also known as Robert Smith, an ex-park ranger turned supervillain, got
Smith?
fed up with deforestation. When trying to take matters into his own hands by sabotaging an illegal logging ring, he was caught, and the loggers removed both of his arms with chainsaws. After narrowly surviving, he replaced his missing limbs with universal attachments and is often seen wielding dual chainsaw arms, just like Axel from Twisted Metal 2. Superpower: uses universal attachments to attach various weapons, mostly chainsaws, to his arms to seek revenge on his attackers.
See, I thought it was going to be like tree limbs or something.
No. Apparently, it's chainsaws.
Yeah, so he's tree hugger. So it's kind of
Timber.
It's kind of like a rainforest, save the rainforest type of hero. Which I think there was kind of Captain America type thing that could happen in the early '90s.
I feel like we need to call the creator and tell them they need to change the name from Timber to Tim Burr.
His real name should be Tim Burr.
Tim Burr.
Yes, Timothy Burr.
Real or fake Timber?
Well, that's the key. His name has to be Timothy. You can't call him Tim.
Timothy?
Because if his name is Tim Burr, it sounds too fantastical.
Yeah.
But if his name is Timothy Burr.
Timothy Burr.
It sounds like you can put it together.
You think I made it up or is it real?
If his name was Timothy Burr, you would have made it up. But part of me thinks this is real, and I'm going to guess that this was made in the early 90s, and it was kind of like a Save the Rainforest type of scenario at the time. It was so prevalent. True.
You are incorrect. It was fake.
Good work.
First appearance, Last Row 42, creator Drew. I'm going to change his name to Tim Burr.
Timothy Burr.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with a guy who could, I was going to call him Splinter, the Splinter.
The Splinter.
And he was going to be able to splinter trees and shoot them at people, and then they would put the people into the ground and they would grow like new trees because he was like a tree hugger.
Oh man, that would be torture. See, that sounds like a villain. The Splinter is a villain name.
Yeah, definitely.
Splinter himself is a good guy.
Right.
Just
the Splinter.
Just Splinter. But the Splinter is a villain.
Yeah. So you are 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
You're hovering.
Below
You're hovering.
500.
You're doing pretty good though.
Not bad.
Number 10, Animal Man.
Animal Man.
Animal Man.
Like Rob Schneider?
Yes. The Animal.
The Animal.
Also known as Rob Schneider. As a happy-go-lucky hero and devoted family man, Buddy Baker can mimic the powers of any animal on Earth and beyond. His powers come from a connection with a field of the Earth, also known as the Life Web, or the Red.
The Life Web.
Animal Man. Real or fake?
So generic that it's real.
Final answer?
Final real.
You are correct.
Yes. Back to 500.
It's funny because I've heard of Animal Man before. I'm like, man, that's lame. But I've actually read about him and he's actually pretty cool.
I feel like I've heard it too. Like somewhere in the deep recesses of my mind.
All right. These last two are tough ones.
All right.
We'll see.
Game.
These are two of the best ones on the list. Number 11. You're 5 and 5. You're 500 here.
This is big.
You big time. Dog welder. Dog welder,
False.
yes. A mysterious and disturbing crime fighter who terrifies and maims evildoers by welding dead dogs to their face. Dog welder is mysterious and disturbed, and he never speaks. And his face is never revealed. He's always hiding behind a welding mask. Just like in your dreams. All that we know of him is that he seems to live in an alley, and he sets traps for stray animals, and he has a supply of dead dogs. And he fights evil by pouncing upon them and welding a dog to their face. Dog welder.
These dogs are already dead, or is he killing them?
It's not clear. It's not clear.
So this guy might not be all the up and up. You want me to say it's fake, but I believe it's real, as crazy as it is.
Real?
I feel like you picked this one and you specifically put it at number 11.
To try to trip you
You
up?
kind of trip me up.
know.
You want me to say that you made this up,
Well, we'll see.
but it's so ridiculous that it's true.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Final answer?
Final.
Dog welder.
Dog welder.
True. It is?
It is true.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Created by Garth
Knew it.
Ennis and John McCree. First appearance, Hitman number 18, Ace of Killers.
Hitman.
I've actually never seen this character, but I know Hitman from the 90s. It was like a comic in the 90s, I think. At least I've seen pictures of it, right? But that is true. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I figure it was too ridiculous.
So you are 6 and 5.
Plus, you're a lover of all animals. I don't believe you to make
Right.
that up.
See, I wouldn't make that up. That's pretty brutal to make that up. All right, last one. This is for all the marbles here.
All right.
Number 12, Codpiece.
God, peace.
The name is Codpiece. He is a villain who has a giant transforming weapon attached to his groin. Due to an inferiority complex about the size of his codpiece, he often interpreted comments in a negative light. Eventually, he created a suit with a codpiece weapon system and became a supervillain who primarily robs banks. His superpower, he has none, just a dick gun.
Are you done?
I'm done. Real or fake?
You ever see From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the character is Tom Savini, right? The blood guy.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he's like the special effects guy. I'm pretty sure it is, or if not, it looks just like him. And they're in the bar, which turns into a vampire house, right? And he has a dick gun. He has a codpiece who he shoots up to start killing the vampires when the vampires come. So I wonder if that was taken from a real thing, or if you made it up or not, or is it a coincidence?
I don't know.
That guy was a good guy. He was a vampire hunter.
This is to straight up win or tie. 6 fish for 6.
So the idea itself has been made. I just didn't know if that was an homage to an old comic book character, or you made it up and it's a coincidence. I'm gonna say it's real, and Tarantino and Rodriguez borrowed from that comic book character. Yes. I'm going to say it's real.
So real?
Yes.
You are correct.
Yeah!
The first scene in Doom Patrol number 70, The Laughing Game, created by Rachel Pollack and Scott Eaton. The picture for this guy is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, he has this attachment that goes on his codpiece, and he has this ridiculous gun. It's so funny. See, and, like, the backstory is hilarious. It's about, like, he kept dating women, and they kept telling him he was too small, but they meant he was short.
Yeah.
And he kept thinking small. That it was, and I read the whole thing, and he went to the doctor and tried to get surgery. So they gave him stretching exercises. They gave him all these things that could increase his codpiece. Yeah. And he eventually created this dick gun, an attachment system that can basically make up for the fact that he was feeling a little less endowed.
So he didn't go buy a Hummer.
Correct. He bought a dick gun.
He bought a dick gun.
Yeah. Very good. Very well done, my friend.
See, I wonder if From Dusk Till Dawn borrowed from that, or if it was just coincidence.
I have to look up the year.
I wonder which one came first.
It looked like it was in the 80s. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I'd have to look back on it. But yeah, good job, man. You got, what were you, 7 and 5?
7 and 5.
That's pretty good. I mean, I tried to trip you up a little bit. There was only like, I don't know if you noticed, but there's only like 2 or 3 that I made up on that list.
Yeah, I think there was maybe 4, maybe.
There wasn't a lot, and I did that on purpose.
They were all pretty ridiculous, and I feel like there's a lot of bad comics out there. Or at least a lot of bad characters.
I mean, when you think about the fact that, when everybody says, oh, everything's been made already.
Yeah.
When you think about most characters, most have been made already. So when you got to like create an issue to just put on the shelves, you're going to wind up with codpiece.
Yeah. So like Stan Lee, his first comic probably wasn't Spider-Man, right?
I don't think
he probably had a lot of crap before he figured out Spider-Man.
I mean, there's back in the day, there was a lot of like weird comics. Yeah. I mean, it's just weird when you look back on it, and they clearly became a sensation at a certain point. But when you look at a lot of this stuff, even just the times were different. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like comics, it's a lot like art, where it's like you could just like stick it on the wall and see what fits, right?
Yeah.
Throw a bunch out there, see what people gravitate towards, and you can have a lot of misses as long as you're being creative in it. So that's like the big bonus, is that even if it's bad, at least it's creative.
I've got to get some victory music for one of the future episodes here, because I feel like, when you win every week, I need to reward you with some victory music, because you're on fire right now.
I'm good at all these games.
You're on fire. I got to tell you. I just got to say.
I enjoyed the game. It was a good breakup from Plot Fiction.
We'll get back to Plot Fiction at some point, but I thought it was
different things.
Comic book, we'll see. If you guys have any other ridiculous characters and you want to send them in to us, definitely email us, thelastrowpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at @thelastrowpod. Before we get out, I know we got a new iTunes review, and I want to say thank you.
Yeah, this iTunes review comes from Deshaun Dre. 5 stars, always entertaining and laugh out loud funny. He writes, I can't believe it's taken me this long to write a review. Yeah, Deshaun, come on now. Let's go.
Thank you for writing
Speed it up. But thanks. Been a fan since the first pod. You guys always have fun while doing the pod, and you definitely learn a few things about movies they discuss too. Altogether, it's a must listen if you like poking fun at some of the many movies you love.
Thanks,
Dre.
I'm glad that people recognize that, because I know, we've made fun of movies that we love for 42 episodes now, and I'm glad that people understand we're just poking fun in a fun way, right?
Is it fun?
It's fun to me.
It's pretty fun.
It's fun to me.
Yeah.
So, as I said before, if you guys want to send in your own comic book character, we're on Twitter at The Last Row Pod, Gmail, The Last Row Podcast at gmail.com, our Facebook page, because you use a few more likes. Write to us on there. We'll write back to you. Any other way you want to get in touch with us. And thank you for leaving iTunes reviews, everybody. Please go to iTunes, leave that 5-star review. It helps us so much. And there's one other way that you can really help us out. Tell everybody you know about the show. If you like this podcast, you know other people that like movie podcasts, send them a recommendation. We much appreciate doing that, and just want to say thanks to everybody that's taken the time to do that. Listen to us all these 42 episodes.
Yeah.
We can't do it without you guys. We have the best listeners.
Yeah, if you liked your favorite episode, send that link to someone that you think might enjoy it, and maybe we can grow from there. So having said all that, is there anything else, Drew? Are we out here?
I think we'll see you next week.
All right, so you say that Aquaman disintegrates anything in the ocean he wants.
Pretty
right?
much with the microbes.
Okay, so he probably poos and then disintegrates the poo.
See,
right?
that's smart. And he turns it into microbes, and he can disintegrate more.
Because what's the last thing you want to do when you're in the pool? You have to get out and go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, so he just goes.
So imagine he's lounging, he's sleeping in his underwater lair.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to go to the shore to poo and bury it in the sand.
But is it a thing? So let me ask you this. Does he disintegrate as he's pooing, or does he wait till it's all the way out? So he can see what he's working with.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he's got to see what he's working with before he decides.